What's up, guys? Uncle Bobby and Top G next to me. Mr. George Mienie, we back. Episode 3. Thank you so much for all the views, for all the love, and for all the
comments.
positive. Man,
Yes.
like we got stopped where we were seen publicly together at
the Festival of Motoring.
Yes, that was cool.
That was cool. That was very cool, and it looked like one or two of those were new subscribers.
Yes, thank you very much. Salute.
Yes, that was awesome.
So, first topic, and for me, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to join this new group, this new cult that you belong to, that I've now officially been knighted as a very serious, loyal member, and the group is called May the Fast Be With You. So my first 72-hour fast, black coffee and sparkling water for 72 hours. And it was many people, I'm excited about speaking to you about this, but many people say you have a spiritual experience and you have a physical experience and you have to battle things in your head, and everything's true. For me, it's one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do.
Really?
Very hard for me. Very, very hard.
I wouldn't have said that.
It was very hard. I gave my word to train each and every day for 4 weeks just prior to that fast, and I made a lot of progress in my physique. Ate super clean, trained every day, didn't skip a day. The days that I felt tired, I still trained. I did a lot of cardio. But my body fat, in my opinion, was at a good place.
Yes.
But it wasn't. And hardest thing for me was day 3. I know you've done many fasts before, but what was it like for you?
So first of all, well done,
Thank
because it is. I've been fasting for many years now. And I've learned some stuff along the way. I've made some serious mistakes along the way. I'll tell you about them, and some pitfalls to avoid. But it is the first time that I can remember. If anybody's watching this and it's the second time, let me know. But it's the first time I can remember somebody that I know doing a 72-hour fast fully on the first go. So well done.
I said to you from the beginning, I will rather die than break fast.
You did say that.
And not even a, and we spoke about it on the group, something happens with your breath after a couple of days.
Yes, you get into ketosis.
Yes, and not even I didn't even take a chewing gum because it's got
chemicals,
some stuff in it, or a fisherman's friend, nothing.
Yeah.
Water and black coffee.
That's it.
It was hard. It was hard.
Yeah.
But give us some of your pitfalls for the people watching.
So let's start at the beginning of fasting. Intermittent fasting. So you've heard the term intermittent fasting.
Yes.
This is a long fast. This is a long water fast. It's not intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is when you stop eating at a certain time and the majority of your day is fasting. So you go through the night up to, let's say, lunchtime.
Yes.
That's intermittent fasting. And intermittent fasting is really good for metabolism and body fat.
Yes.
But beyond that, the other benefits don't really exist. So when you start fasting, and you probably felt this, there is a moment in time where that taste starts to happen in your mouth. It's almost like, and you get bad breath.
Yes.
Okay. That is the body flipping from using glucose for energy to using fat for energy.
Okay.
Now, I'm no doctor, but I've been reading about this for years. So don't take this as medical advice. You flip. Now, that happens at different stages for different people.
Okay.
Some people, it happens after 16 hours. So people that are on a ketosis diet get deeper into ketosis quicker.
Okay.
If you're not, if you've been eating carbs before the fast, then it'll take you longer to burn off the glucose. But you get into ketosis. That's step 1. That's fat burning. So your body's using fat for energy. Your brain starts to use ketones for energy rather than glucose.
Okay.
And that's where you start feeling that euphoric feeling, which you felt on day 2.
Amazing.
And usually I feel that for day 2. Then you get from ketosis, the next stage. I mean, I've just really unpacked this. The next stage after ketosis is then autophagy. Now, if you Google the word autophagy, it means eat thyself.
Eat thyself. Okay.
I think it's a Latin word. It's called eat thyself, or eat oneself. And what happens when you get into autophagy is your body now needs ready energy, available energy. So it goes after the least complex cells in your body and goes to consume them.
And that's fat cells and dead cells.
Any source of energy that it can find, it starts to consume those.
Got you.
I find my nails grow slower, hair starts to grow slower, and your least complex cells, I think, start to slow down, and your body starts to consume these least complex cells, but more particularly damaged cells.
Okay.
There's some doctors that actually prescribe fasting to cancer patients.
Wow. I can believe that.
Because your body's consuming these damaged cells. So that's autophagy. So it's almost like that cleanup. And then there's another thing that I read about long fasts. After or during the autophagy stage, your body releases stem cells, which then goes to heal and repair damaged places in your body. And
Wow.
so those are the reasons I do the long fast. It's not the fat loss. Fat loss, I think you can get quite easily if you just eat clean.
Yeah.
But it's more those other benefits that I do it for. So the pitfalls, I think, are a couple of things. The first is what one consumes before the fast. Many people get this wrong, and what you consume when you break the fast. Those two are big areas to consider. What did you eat before you started fasting?
So before I started fasting, I've been eating as clean as I possibly can.
What does clean mean?
For 2 years. Clean means no sugars, no sauces, no fries, no like really complex carbs, just chicken, fish, beef. I don't eat pork. I eat beef, chicken, fish, veggies, lots of salads, and brown bread.
Okay.
And bland.
Okay.
Now and then, once in 2-3 days, I'll have a little bit of a chili sauce that we've got at the cafe, but a little bit, just as a treat, but clean.
Uh-huh.
So I was flying from Cape Town to Pretoria, and I was at the airport, and it was a mug and bean.
Uh-huh.
So I had a cappuccino. I said, "What's the big size cappuccino?" She says, "The big thing. It's a huge." I said, "That's for me." And what's nice to eat? And then the lady looked at me. She spoke into my soul. She says, "We have amazing burgers." I'm like, "Ooh, I haven't had a burger in 2 years." I said, "Bring the burger." "What size?" She says, "I'll make you a nice salad." I said, "Okay, cool." So she brought me this massive avo feta beef burger patty with a salad with salad dressing. 45 seconds in my tummy. So I don't think the food before the fast was the best, I'll be honest, but it was a treat. And then flew, landed, slept like a dead person. I was very tired. The next day got up, and I'll walk the people through this experience, because I think everybody watching this should try this in their life once. It is so damn good. And Elsie off camera.
It's hard.
It's very hard. Elsie off camera did it when she broke fast. I think it was a day later that I started. And I think Elena told me. Elena said, "No, Elsie was fasting. Get her advice." So I kept on, Rosie. So I kept on asking, what's happening? What's happening? So my experience was day 2, get up, let's go, come to work. It's a Monday, meetings, pressure.
So we started fasting 4 o'clock-ish on the Sunday night.
On the Sunday.
Yes.
Cash flow, as one has towards month end. I'm like, whoo, I'm ready for you. And then I felt really hungry.
Yes.
Really
Okay,
hungry.
so let's unpack that stage, right? So you did one. You fell prey to one of the pitfalls.
Okay.
Which is a carbohydrate before you start your fast.
So you shouldn't do that.
You should not do that.
Okay.
Okay. You can, but what you're effectively doing is you're spiking your insulin.
Yes.
Okay. And you're causing your body to get used to consuming glucose.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, lekker. Give me more.
Give me more. Okay. So what happened on Monday is your hunger hormone called ghrelin was higher,
Gremlin.
likely ghrelin. Yes, the ghrelin. When you smoke weed,
Yeah.
it makes your body produce ghrelin.
So that's
why you
I
get
ate so
the
much
munchies.
when I was younger. Ghrelin.
Ghrelin. So your hunger hormone ghrelin likely spiked more than it usually does.
Because I haven't had a burger in 2 years. It
Exactly.
was freaking awesome.
And it's the ghrelin, the hormone ghrelin, that causes you to feel hungry. It's got very little to do with how full or empty your stomach is.
Okay.
If your stomach's empty, your body's going to. But ghrelin works almost in your circadian rhythm, so it's up and down, up and down. So you likely got higher levels of ghrelin on Monday, which then makes you
Very
feel
high.
hungry.
Very hungry. Like, even on the group, I said, guys, I'll catch a snake and bite the fucking head off and just eat the thing. I'm so hungry. I can't understand. So that was day one. And everybody was encouraging me, saying, it's normal. And you said to me, that goes away tomorrow. Because I'm already calculating in my head, how much of an asshole am I going to be to everyone in 3 days when I haven't had food? And on day one, I'm already at a 10 being an asshole. So I just sat there in front of my computer. I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to say something wrong to anyone because it's not me. I'm hungry.
You're hungry.
Day two, so that night I slept like a baby. Boom, out. Day two, woke up, not hungry.
Yeah. So now what's happened is you've now gone into ketosis. Your body's using fat to burn energy or to produce energy, and your ghrelin levels have now plummeted. And you haven't eaten, so your body's now not stimulated to produce more ghrelin. It's now producing lower levels of ghrelin.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Second day,
But your stomach's empty.
nothing.
That's
No,
why I say
no, it's water.
empty stomach's got very little to do with the feeling of hunger.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that, but then I found out. So day two was the best. I had the most amount of energy I've ever had as a human being.
So now that euphoric feeling
It's-
is your brain using ketones. That you almost feel hyper focused, like everything's in slow motion.
Yes. Yes.
So I talk faster, fuck.
I even said I'm going to write a book and I'm going to call it How to Understand Women. And someone on the group said, you need to do a 40-day fast to write that freaking book. I don't think it will be enough. But day two, the best day. Day two, the night, I didn't sleep well.
Yes.
So restless.
So that's quite normal.
I'm not like a normal wake-up time for me is 4 o'clock. 3:15, 14, 12, whatever it was, I can't. I got out of bed. I'm walking around the house like a spook. Walking around, dogs are sleeping, and just walking around there. I'm not lacquer.
You can't understand why everyone's sleeping.
I'm not lacquer. Got into the shower, got to work, and then had no energy.
Yeah.
Day three had no energy.
So that's likely got to do with your body now fully in ketosis, and it's now looking for things to eat.
Yes.
And then secondly, your disrupted sleep is
Yes.
causing your day three energy to plummet.
Good point.
And so day three for me is also always. I've been doing this for about 7 years. and day three is always tough in terms of energy levels.
Yeah.
Still not hungry.
No,
Your
not
mind.
hungry.
Did you find your mind played tricks on you on Wednesday afternoon?
Because I knew 4 o'clock.
You're gonna eat.
I was picturing like a mountain, like this size food. I thought pizza. I haven't had pizza in a while, but then I spoke to you, which
Yes.
was I think the most important thing. By the way, one of the side effects. So I go and train abs every day, every single day, every day. I've abused myself. Abs, 15-minute abs, and like I could start to see the 2 blocks up here before the fast. And there was a thing here at the bottom. When I sit, I could feel it. It's like a little
Kangaroo
rollicky.
pouch.
Yeah, a little rollicky. Gone. gone, my friend. And then in the right light, from the right angle,
You can
if
see
I
it.
stand just right, I've got a six-pack. So that was after day 3 of fasting. So thank you very much. Anyone that hasn't done this,
Got to do it.
got to do it. But I think before we jump, the most important thing was high fat and restart your stomach, you said, your
Yes.
acids, because your acids stop.
Yes.
Otherwise, you eat your stomach lining. Restart your stomach with a high fat intake of, I took ava, half a ava, and then I took full cream, small Greek yogurt.
Yes.
And 20 minutes later, I ate chicken and
Lovely.
chicken and some veg.
Yeah. So you can break your fast with anything, but if you break your fast with the wrong thing, first of all, you might feel ill because there's no stomach acid. Well, there's very little stomach acid there. Your body's got a kickstart. So that's a good thing that you ate high fat, half a avo, and Bulgarian yogurt. Bulgarian yogurt.
Yeah, Bulgarian yogurt is the best.
It is the bomb, but I'm just realized you from Bulgaria. Is it actually from Bulgaria,
Yes,
or is
yes.
it just the way it's made?
So it's the way it's made. The enzymes that they use have been used by the Bulgarian community for thousands of years. I'm not that skilled on Bulgarian history, but we've got a complex history.
Yeah.
Let's leave it at that. We've got a complex history and a very old country.
So breaking it with some Bulgarian yogurt and avo, very, very good idea, because you're almost teaching your body what you're about to feed it and what to consume. So now your objective should be to stay in ketosis for as long as possible after the fast.
Minimum carbs, or no carbs.
Zero carbs if you can, so that you can continue the fat burning process.
Got you.
For as long as you. So I try for about a day to sometimes 3 days.
No carbs.
To just eat high fat, high protein, no carbs. And then to start to introduce carbohydrates. Now, coming into the fast, if we go back there for a second, eating the bread, bad idea.
My
was so
mind
nice,
is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes.
Okay, but remember, vegetables
Yes.
also contain carbohydrates.
Yeah.
So if you overconsume vegetables pre-fast, you could also begin to spike your insulin levels.
Okay.
So I would, but my personal experience, the best fasts I've ever had is where for a day, 2 days before the fast, I'm eating no carbs at all. No vegetables, just meat and fat.
Keeping your insulin levels as low as possible.
Yes.
And keeping them there for a long
Yes.
time.
So something I forgot to tell you.
Oh, now he says to me,
This one's gonna flipping kickstart because the one thing Bobby said to me was, "Can I have a cappuccino when I break my fast?" He's like, "You were craving a cappuccino."
I always have one in my hand.
I said the milk is going to spike your insulin. Careful. But what I've done in the past, which works well, is going into the fast and coming out of the fast, is you make yourself bulletproof coffee, which is just as good as cappuccino.
Bulletproof coffee?
Yes. You've heard of David Asprey?
No.
No. Okay, so David Asprey made bulletproof coffee a thing. It's his brand, Bulletproof Coffee. So what you do is you take about 5 to 10 milliliters of MCT oil. Okay. So MCT oil is a particular oil that athletes use.
Okay. MCT oil.
MCT oil. You can get it at Discount, or I think it's also at Checkers, and so it's in most stores. It's called MCT oil. It's in a long glass bottle. 5 to 10 milliliters of MCT oil. 20 grams, call it 2 tablespoons of unsalted grass-fed butter.
Okay. Tablespoons.
Yes, 2 tablespoons.
Jeez.
That's high fat. Okay.
Very.
Yes.
Not teaspoons.
Yeah,
Tablespoons.
2 tablespoons. So the ratio of MCT oil to butter needs to be more butter than MCT oil.
Okay.
Then double espresso.
Okay.
Okay. Stick that in a NutriBullet and make the fat infuse into the coffee.
Okay.
NutriBullet. Add some boiling water. Best non-milk cappuccino you've ever had in your life.
Jeez, I'm going to try it. Sounds good.
Okay, so what is, and then what that does is, because it's high fat and high caffeine, it sustains your energy levels because it takes long to absorb.
Got you.
Into your body.
Got you.
Good idea to break your fast, to have one of those when you break or when you start your fast.
When you start.
If you're really craving the cappuccino.
Yes, man. Awesome experience. Thank you very much. Everybody should challenge themselves. What I would do different, though, on the next one, if I may, I would start it on Thursday afternoon.
Yes.
So have Friday my hunger day, Saturday peak performance, and then Sunday have my.
I think it's my crazy salespeople.
Yeah, that wanted to
do it from Sunday to Wednesday, but
Yeah.
I think I figured out why.
Why?
Is because most of their value conversations with you guys, your dealerships,
Tuesday.
Usually happen in between a Tuesday and a Friday, mostly Thursday and Friday.
Okay.
And so
Okay,
I think
gotcha.
they wanted to get through the fast
And then have the crucial conversations when they
later in the
bodies-
week.
I got you.
And use the Tuesday to their benefit. So I think it's Auto Trader's strategic salespeople. But I agree with you. Thursday's a good idea.
Good. On Auto Trader. So this past weekend, it was Festival of Motoring. You guys had the best stand
Thank you.
of the entire event. Thank you for the invite. Went around the track with a race-ready Ferrari
F360.
F360 Alcantara dash, no windows, no carpets. What do you call those?
Wire for a
harnesses?
door handle.
Wire for a door handle. Those harnesses that strap you in here that you can't move. The guy was a gent. Absolutely freaking amazing experience. The queues to go in those cars. How many people went on those?
So we have two. We had a couple of activations, call them, or experiences. We had the VIP experience, which is what you came on,
Thank
and
you.
we invited a number of people. In the business's world to those VIP experiences. They were limited experiences, so we couldn't put everybody in there, unfortunately. We had 3 Ferrari F360s going around the track, which is what you experienced. Then we had the public free rides in high-powered
I saw a
cars.
Supra. I saw
Yes.
an M3 E46. That thing looked sick. There was a Mustang.
We had a Mustang
C63.
We had the Supra. We had a 911 GT3.
No.
Yes.
How did we miss that? Damn it!
We had a 911 GT3,
Shit.
and then we had a Cayman R.
Nice.
Which
That's
was a
cool
nice little car, but it broke on day one, unfortunately. The gearbox
Automatic or manual?
automatic. Yeah.
Damn it.
What do you call that gearbox?
It's a. What is the Porsche? PDK.
PDK
gear.
PDK
Really?
broke. Yeah, it was stuck in one gear.
Shit.
So that broke, unfortunately, on day one. So we had a bunch of cars there. We had the C63s, the Merc C63s, and we allowed the public to go in those cars. We had more. We were doing, because you could put 3 people in a car, we were doing, at one stage, one of the team members said to me, 1 ride per minute.
1 ride per minute.
Yeah,
That's
one ride
awesome.
per
Well
minute.
done. And everyone was happy. The people were smiling up to their ears. Even the people at the back of the.
Yes.
And I kept on saying, it's worth the wait. It's worth the wait. So it was
Professional racing drivers. We partnered with
Pablo
Clark for the VIP experience, and we partnered with another company for the public experience, and then we had a racing simulator, the Ferrari.
I
don't know if
saw
you
that.
We had
The queue was also long for that.
we had the Monza track on that in that simulator.
Amazing.
Then we had the Formula One tire change
I saw
challenge
that as well.
Yep.
Yes.
So one of the public got the tire change down to 2 seconds
For a tire change.
for a tire change.
Do you have a number? We can. we
You got a workshop opportunity.
we've got a workshop opportunity. Yes.
2 seconds.
2 seconds.
2
Amazing.
seconds.
Well done.
And then we had the puzzle challenge.
I missed
on a
that.
big screen. It was next to the tire change challenge, and then we had the DJ and the bar for free coffee and free water. So the public absolutely loved it.
Amazing, thank you. That was a kick-ass experience. The day was beautiful. The speaking to the guys from AMG outside, who actually said, "Uncle Bobby, you're always dissing our cars. Come stand here." Natalie held me like this. She said to me, "Tell everyone with a camera in front of me that now you're finally standing next to an amazing car, real man's car." I said, "Yes, this is a real man's car." Natalie, get the gun away from my back, please. But anyway, besides the point, they said to me that, I think it was Saturday, they had, I think the number is correct, 30,000 people go through there, or was it 13,000 people?
No, it's likely
30,000 people
likely
that
30,000.
went through the event. It was fantastic. Good.
Fantastic.
Good for
Absolutely
you guys.
fantastic.
Well done.
No, it was the most successful event for Auto Trader so far, and we've done this now 3 years back to back. We've tweaked the model a little bit, and we've learned some stuff this year as well that we'll make even better for next year. And we had no fights in the queues last year.
Was there fights?
Oh, I tell you. So one of the lessons we learned from last year to this year was
Like fights.
like people getting upset with us and with each other.
Jeez.
One of the lessons we learned was you saw the queue was right up the corridor.
Very long.
So what we would do is we would have our team count the number of people in the queue.
Okay.
And then we had a board that said, at this point is when the next session will end.
Okay, so you got a heads up more or less.
Yes, more or less at this point. So anyone behind that board, you're going to have to wait 1 hour for the next session.
Yeah.
So
Got you.
so that kind of eased it a little bit. And then when you got to the ropes, I know you saw the zigzagging ropes.
Yes.
When you got to the zigzagging
You're in
ropes,
the business now, boy.
then you got registered.
Okay.
Okay, which
Indemnity and everything.
Well, you got registered, and that means that you can leave the queue during the break.
Oh, okay.
And you can come back and you can get your place back.
And that's where the fights happened.
Well, last year that's where the fights happened. Yes, it's just like, but I was standing here. No, you weren't. Oh.
Okay.
So this year it was a lot easier.
Amazing.
Easier.
Well done.
No, thank you, and thank you for being there.
That was so cool. We walked around. We had many cappuccinos. That cappuccino bar is legit. I don't know who it was sent by or how it arrived there, but they did their job.
No, they did
to the power of 10.
And the playlist, the music was absolutely
very good. Very
I
good.
was very impressed with the music this year.
Very, very good. The consumers of this show are from a very young age up to 65, 75 plus. And they are either leading teams in school, being led, leading sports.
Hopefully we've got some top G's watching the show too.
Only top G's watching the show. Only top G's follow me and you. Only. No bottom G's. Bottom G's can follow another channel.
Hope you're listening, Errol.
Yeah, Errol. This goes out to Errol. So having you on the show is, number one, incredible. Number two, an opportunity for us to ask you difficult questions and pick your brain a little bit on what you value as a CEO of. You are the market leader in your industry, and you're not leading by 2 or 3 points. The distance between you and the number two is very big, very, very big.
Yes, it's big. I mean, and I'm really kind of humbled by
you don't need to be humble.
Success.
I'm saying it. You don't need to be humble. I'm saying it. It's huge, and it doesn't become that big unless you are exceptionally good at what you do.
Thank you.
So, and that's from the heart. I really mean it. I feel that, and every time we speak, I try to one-up you by adding more value on the call than you do. And maybe one day I will, but so far I haven't. You've always made me look like I've added a little bit less than you. And thank you for that. It's challenging speaking to you on the phone in a good way, not in a bad way, in a good way, to make sure that I come out of that conversation better than I come into it. So having the opportunity to have you in the seat, hopefully these couple of questions add value to to the people watching, and at different levels.
Now you're making me scared.
And we really haven't discussed these questions before the time. And you said challenge me and make them difficult, because that's when you extract the most value.
Yeah.
So question number 1. What do you think makes a very successful leader? Maybe 2 or 3 qualities, but in the context of, if you are just starting in a team, if you are sort of in the middle of this process, and if you are leading a team, and then you come helicopter view, what do you value, and what are some of the characteristics that you see at just beginning, mid-stage, and sort of leadership position, so that the people watching our show right now will find themselves in one of these 3 scenarios?
Yeah, yeah.
What can they do to make sure that in 3, 6, 12, 18 months from today, they grow?
So I think the first thing at every level, the first thing is play the game.
Play the game.
Play the game. Business, life, anything we do is a chess game.
Okay.
Play the game. Okay. Now, many people will say, play the game, yeah, that's politics and manipulation. And if you're playing the game for those reasons, you're playing for the wrong team.
Okay.
So what I mean by play the game is be the person that you need to be at the moment that you need to be that person at every level. So for instance, you're not going to walk into a meeting where you are the most junior person and suddenly challenge the most senior person in a negative way. You might have a very different opinion to that person, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't offer that opinion. That's a very important thing, is that you shouldn't also shut up. But playing the game is how you bring that opinion across is very important depending on who's in that room or who's in your presence.
Got you.
So how you act at those various stages is a very important characteristic. You asked me about the characteristics.
Yes.
Very important characteristics. How you show up.
Body language, demeanor,
Yes.
intent.
Yes. Because if you are a very junior individual, and junior doesn't always mean just young.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Of course, yeah.
It's age
very
independent.
important. Yeah, very important.
Very age independent. You can be an old bully and be junior.
Big time.
You just haven't grown because you
Yeah.
spent your life doing other stuff.
Netflix.
Yes. Okay. And you can be a very senior person in one area.
Yes.
So you might be a very senior software engineer. Okay. Very smart, know what you're talking about. Come and sit in a strategic session in a commercial setting, and you're suddenly very junior.
Or in a sales environment.
Or go and attend a sales meeting. You are very junior.
Yes,
You're
got
the
you.
most junior person.
Got
there.
you.
Okay. And you need to be able to almost chameleon style show up differently. And that's one characteristic that I look for in individuals, is can you show up in the context of the place you find yourself differently in order to play the game, in order to win.
Beautiful.
And that's got nothing to do with manipulation and politics. It's just showing up differently.
Beautiful. That's so hard. Just to add on to that, coming out of a sales meeting into a marketing meeting, and I've got this wrong so many times, and hopefully I've improved. The team will know if I've improved or not. But a sales environment it's very data driven. It is very statistical. It's very hard, and it's data doesn't lie. So, for example, this morning's meeting, yesterday, our aim was to do 35 apps with docs at F&I by the end of business yesterday. We did 38. Who overachieved? Who underachieved? Have to isolate them. It's it's clear cut. It's zeros and ones. Okay, so you four overachieved. Then I go and look for why did you overachieve and why did you underachieve? And it has to be a challenging environment on the spot right there. So last night, funny enough, like I'm trying to figure out Twitter. I'm struggling to figure out.
That's
Twitter.
like trying to spell xylophone.
Twitter is like.
Now you need a 40-day fast.
40-day fast. Twitter is very hard. And why it's hard is I'm used to conventional. If you have a following on, I've got a big TikTok following. I know that I'm guaranteed X amount of views on every post because we've spent time and money and focus and resources on TikTok. And the same with Facebook. I know X amount of people will see a Facebook post organically. Then we'll go and measure and then, promote that.
Yeah.
To make sure it gets seen more. Twitter is a MF. I've got a guy.
What's X now?
X. He sits 4 chairs away from me, and his name is Sibu. He's a cool guy. He's very chilled. He loves our podcast. He will start watching it before I start watching it. He's just a sponge that loves to learn. He's got 1,834 followers on Twitter, so it's a small community that follows him. But every time he posts something, he gets between 60,000 views on whatever he posts and 6 million views on whatever he posts.
Yo.
So I'm like, teach me. Like, I've taught you some cool shit, bro. You make money with like the strategy. Teach me. And in this morning's discussion, it was, Sibu, where the F did you get 10 apps from? He says, Twitter. So now everybody, now you've got Sibu who's not yet there, but he's challenging every month. Every month he's doing one more call. And you've got this top G here that comes to work with Louis Vuitton shoes and drives an M4. And he's the king of that environment. He is. Yeah. Because he outproduces everybody. And he's sort of leaned back. And then he hears 10 apps with dogs from Twitter. He says, from where? I said, Sibu, tell him, from Twitter. He's like, apps from Twitter. He's like, yes. So now coming out of that environment into a marketing meeting where we work with creatives and people pour a lot of hours on an edit, on a caption, on a storyline. Ronnie that shoots our videos of the cars, there's always like, man, he can edit music like on the beat. This is cool shit. But sometimes I don't like the stuff. And I've learned that the way I show up there on what you're giving me makes a huge difference on how I leave the state of that team after I'm gone. And that's very hard to do.
And you know what happens there is, I don't know if you've ever heard of this term called heuristics.
No.
So a heuristic is the human being's shortcut. So your brain uses heuristics to shortcut your decision making.
Okay.
And we all do it. Every single human being does it. So let me give you an example of a quality heuristic. Okay. Because this iPhone is priced at 20,000 Rand, your heuristic is that it must be high quality.
Correct.
Okay. You don't know the detail of quality, but your heuristic is it's quality. And that's how we make decisions going into meetings, is we use shortcuts because it's impossible to analyze all the data.
Yeah.
The more senior you get, the more you should shut up about your heuristics. Because you are the most senior and you can push other people over quite easily. And your shortcuts are likely more correct than theirs, but you may be missing something that they can offer that could support your shortcut. So I think the way you the way you unpacking the way you you noticing how you deal with it, and how you deal with it is the right way. The more senior you get in an environment, the more you should listen and the less you should talk. Now, it's difficult because I have an opinion on everything. Every freaking thing I have an opinion on.
Got you.
Because I've built these heuristics over my life.
Yes.
That, like, I see that, and somehow you can't tell what it is. Something tells you that is not going to work.
Yes.
And that's called your gut. And likely you're right. Because you've got so much experience that you're likely right.
But it's not guaranteed.
But it's not guaranteed.
Got you.
So how as a senior person do you shut that off just long enough to see if there's new information in order to either support what you think or break down what you think?
Beautiful. I've learned a lot in the last 10 minutes. Beautiful. Beautiful. What do you have for me?
You've got a big team.
Big team. And growing.
And growing. You've got a big team. I mean, Mitmac is in the top 10. I can see. You're in the top 10 independent dealerships in South Africa, and high up on that top 10 list. I don't want to offend any other dealer that might be larger than you, but I would think you're very, very high up on that list, if not number one in terms of volume and size. In terms of service delivery, well, I think Auto Trader's Dealer of the Year kind of proves that. So in an environment like this, with such a big team, and an animal like a used car dealership that has to deal with hundreds of customers coming through your door and a lot of people doing a lot of different things, how do you keep your sanity? How do you keep control of this monster of a business?
So, thank you. Kind words. I don't. I'll break down the mistakes that I've made and what I've learned from each and every mistake to help me get a soft pillow at night. So for me, a soft pillow at night means that I know I have the right pilots piloting the right teams in the right direction. Now, having said that, they constantly need my input and constantly need a little bit of an adjustment. If I see, we're veering off course. At different levels, it's different input. At the highest levels, it's I've always led this way. When you walk into the F&I office, the reason why we win F&I of the Year back-to-back mega division, so we go up against those big guys, and those teams that are national teams, that some of the guys we go up against have 45 branches, and twice in a row we won F&I of the Year mega division. So we competed way up.
Punched above your weight.
We come in at lean, mean 76 kilograms, fighting the guys that are 140 kilograms. And the reason why we can do that is the person leading that team has full control. Full control. Full control meaning if a new product has to come into the company, psychologically it doesn't make sense, and every other dealer doesn't work this way. I know for a fact that dealers hold their cards very close to their chest, and they want to micromanage, especially that department, because it's the most profitable department. It beats first gross profit if you run it correctly. And if you want to bring in a new product, a new warranty, a scratch and dent, whatever it is, I'm like literally Robin. In our case, there's Batwoman. There's a Batwoman. And she needs to give the yes for you to sell our product here. And I can love you. Like in the past, they've tried multiple things. Gifts don't work. They try and send all these young, attractive women to come and charm the men in the automotive, and that very effective in our industry. You'll see all the sort of top tier warranty companies and VAP companies have these young girls that look good, that are very charming, that speak well, they're professionally trained, and they've got product knowledge, but that's the angle. So that never worked with me. Happily married, I'm cool. Gifts don't work. It's simply allowing the person that is better than me in that position to run that position. Until there's a problem, then I'll come in. How can I support you? How can I assist you? What can I do to help you? What do you need from me? How do we get better? So that's sort of what I do on a high level. Mid-level stuff will be, I'm micromanaging the process until I trust. Micromanage till I trust. When our closing ratio started to plummet, I started closing all the deals. So why are they plummeting? And I don't want to ask 6 people because I'll get 6 different opinions. The leads are shit. The customers are blacklisted. No. Why are they plummeting? Let me figure out why they're plummeting. And then once I fix it, I can pass it back, monitor someone that's going to do a good enough job, micromanage till I trust. Then I'm not in control of closing. Same with applications, same with everything else. The challenge comes in that and that's the difficult part of automotive. It's never the same. There is no 2 days alike. There's no 2 customers alike. There's no 2 interactions alike. There is no 2 sales alike. Everything is different. And it's very hard to scale that. And I struggle. It takes me waking up 4 o'clock in the morning and going to bed at 9:30 and working until I go to bed to try and assist everybody and serve them. So I come from a place of serving. When I need to lead, absolutely I'll lead and I'll make a decision and it's final, but I will always be the Robin to the Batman of that department. That's how I see this business.
I'll sum that up in 3 characteristics.
Okay.
And it's something that has lived with me for 20 years, 30 years, is lead, follow, or get out of my way.
Lead, follow, get out of my way.
Or get out of my way.
Or get out of my way. I love it.
If you lead, I won't be in your way.
Okay. If you lead, I won't be in your way. Lead.
If you follow, fine, but follow me. Okay. Alternatively, get out of the way.
Got you.
It sounds like empowering is the lead bit, is what you do in the F&I part of your business. In the closing, you're leading.
Yes.
Now, I believe that all leaders should be able to dip in and out of those different areas depending on where there are challenges in the business.
Yeah.
So if there's a challenge in my business in, say, C2C, I will lead that for a time until such time as the leader takes control
and leads
again. And so you could have this jostling. And I think leaders don't give themselves enough space in order to dive into various areas of the business. They're so busy with what they're doing that they can't go and assist the leader that's there. Or they can't lead the people that are following them in other areas. Or they can't identify people that need to get out of the way. And those people keep stuffing up.
Yes, I understand. Very insightful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else?
That's it.
Awesome. This was a different episode.
It was.
It was cool. It was cool. More serious. Remember to fast.
Yes.
Thursday to Sunday. That's my advice. And you'll enjoy it.
You will. You will. That was epic.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Uncle Bobby.
Top G next to me. Again on the wide angle camera to fit those veiny guns that come out on the Wednesday afternoon. Thank you very much, guys. Take care. And please shoot us some comments. Bye-bye.